Hamish was partying to seal the deal. It was not on screen; it was off screen. But what do you think, Will? What happened on that party that persuaded Satrap 48, post Satrap 48, to not sell?
And
I mean, you became friends.
We became friends, so I can't have offended her. But I think it was that we just blew through so much of Satrap. Like, you know, we were drinking, and there was bets, and there was gambling, and Satrap 88 lost a huge round of money to somebody else, and it was just I'm no longer in a financial position to sell at the moment, so you'll have to wait until I can get some funds together.
Nice. And maybe they felt a bit guilty to, you know, not allow you to sell these things, and somehow you became friends with a couple of interconnected eels in a yellow spacesuit.
Of course I did. I mean, everybody loves Hamish.
It seems so. So to set the scene a little bit, you are in the middle of the Moon River, and in the background looms this gigantic planet, like this gigantic moon on the horizon, and it's so big that the curvature of the grasslands actually obscures the bottom part of the moon. The pylon kraal where you are in is a building that is suspended between two of these pylons that were once the structure that held the bridge that is not there anymore. We also know that the pylon kraal is fuchsia colored, so it's very colorful. And you spent the last week, which we also haven't described, on a basic platform. And my question to Chris/Saffron: how is the platform? How does it like protects you from the elements? Because it's really hot. Although there's the cold river that cools a little bit the air. There's also showers and lightning once in a while.
I mean, I think partly it only kind of protects us from the elements, if we're being honest. I think we occasionally have to hunker down in some like interior space when like a dust storm comes through. But I mean, it's a roof over your head. It's, you know, post Satrap 48 has provisions and drink, and people pass through and drop stuff off. So.
And I think that probably all your vehicles have been moved to the other side of the river. If they were the whole time in the fort, it would obviously block the whole thing. And we also know that there is a healing solarium and sauna that post Satrap 48 runs. And the last thing I want to mention about the pylon kraal is that the building itself is sentient. It's called Tall Master House. We know that the door is sentient. It's called Tall Master Door, I guess. And a lot of the furniture inside is also have some kind of sentience. And so you spent a whole week running up to the party that was supposed to seal the deal. And I do have a question for Nida. What's her favorite spot in the pylon kraal? Where did she spend the most time?
Are you seriously? Nida's been sitting on a rooftop just looking at things.
And I think that the rooftop is probably like part of the old bridge that is above the building. And I think Azure wanted to visit. What's the name? I think I read it on your character keeper. Wanted to visit Surot Two Eyes. I guess you could also visit post Satrap 48 because of your mutation. I think. Let's see.
Yeah. So okay. So can I consult both of them, or just one?
You can definitely consult whoever you want.
All right. Cool. So since what's the name? Satrap 48.
Yeah, post Satrap 48.
Post that. Okay. So first, I'll approach post Satrap 48 and discuss, like, this mutation that's happened, and that I'm getting more and more buffed, and it seems to be, it's not stopping. So how more buffed have I gotten since last time we played?
Yeah, that is a good question. So I think since last time, at least 3 weeks have passed. So we're now in Old Second, which is the hottest summer month.
Uh-huh.
And I've made a clock on the roll for your party. No, somebody erased everything.
I didn't.
Okay. No, it's not that bad. I make new clocks then, and the clock had one tick, and I think in the last 3 weeks we get another tick on a four segmented clock.
Which is the correct roll for your party? I have like 8. Is it secret?
It's Central Eternal Eft.
Got it. Okay, cool. I am here.
Yeah. Yes, I will add the clock in the break, during the break. But yeah, I think that it has come to the point where I don't know if you have ever seen a picture of a chimpanzee without fur. I saw one on Twitter yesterday.
Yes.
You buffed, like you
Right.
ripped, and so your beautiful blue dress is not fitting anymore. You have to wear.
I got some robes or something in the last town.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you know what though? Does that compensate? Because that beautiful blue shit was my armor. I can't fit in it anymore. So I guess just for bookkeeping purposes, I guess I have different armor now. So
yeah, you can definitely, if you look on the item tab, you can pick an armor there and just pay the price.
All right, cool.
And we'll have it in the Kral. So Post Satrap 48 tells you, actually asks you, do you want to stop it?
I'm afraid of what will happen if I don't. I'm plenty strong now. If this continues, I'm going to be a giant muscle tumor, I think.
Mm-hmm. And they nod and like, and you have to realize you're talking to a spacesuit filled with interlinked eels. So the prospect of being super strong doesn't really faze them.
Well, if I get too strong, then I won't. My body won't be able to support the mass, the muscle mass, and I guess I'll just be like a grounded turtle and starve and die. So I don't want to do that.
Mm-hmm. Well, we can stop the process if you want to.
Yes, please.
And so I think they prescribe like 3 hours of combined solarium and sauna sessions every day for the next 7 days.
All right. Sounds good. What is there a cost on that?
Well, it's the normal healing costs. They say it's 50 cash.
All right, cool. Good to know. Then I will adjust my money accordingly. Interestingly enough, I was able to get more dry weave armor, and it's like exactly the same as the one that I had. It's just bigger.
So and visually, how does it look like? Like it's the same way?
No, it's going to be now. It's like a mishmash of different kind of armor sets. So I don't have the sleek black and blue ensemble. I still have the face mask. But so I'm going to say it's kind of like assembled from multiple different suits of that kind of armor. What is it? The Dryland weave armor. So it's just patchwork, like the shoulder, like in one arm is brown and the shoulder on one on the other side is red, and then the arm on that one is black. So it's it's kind of like a hodgepodge.
Yeah, and I imagine that the face mask or face shield fits because while everything has buffed, your face is actually the same. Like your head looks a bit small on your torso at the moment.
Right. Well, I figured like I'd get a prominent I'd get like a buff jawline, but I don't think it's enough to not work with the mask. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Cool.
It's still hauntingly beautiful.
So next question I think is for Chris. You had a strange interaction during the first week, or maybe it's the second week now. You had a strange interaction with a sentient furniture. Like, how did it go? What happened? I mean, remember that you have changed bodies as well.
Yeah, it's true. I think it's still a little awkward for me to like sit down on chairs and stuff. Still kind of working out how that works as a cybernetic prairie dog with extensible limbs. I have that pause where I like approach it, like there's like this fancy looking bench. I kind of pause and I approach it, and then I'm like, wait, I can't just like squat down and sit on it. I have to raise my legs, lower myself backwards. And so I'm very focused on this process of how I sit down.
Hamish finds it.
Chill out on this bench.
Hamish loves this, and he's always like, "Oh, come on, take a seat next to me, Saffron," and then giggles into his pint.
But I'm very focused on the physical process of doing this. That I sit down and I'm caught completely off guard when this thing starts having a cybernetic conversation with me, where it's like in the back of my mind, it has like linked up through my butt into my cybernetic brain, and is like, "Hey, am I a good seat?" And I'm like, "What?" I'm like, I just like stammer, yes. And then that awkward, uncomfortable silence as I'm like, I don't know how to have a conversation with a bench.
Cool. All right. So during the second week, because if I got it right, you wanted to try the same thing again, to find.
Yeah, it's too hot to sell later on, so we thought we'd try to spend a week here instead.
Yeah,
or see if
maybe another trader would come through.
Yeah, people passing through have an interest, maybe.
Yes.
A quick question: are there any jobs around here that Nida can do when she's not sitting on a rooftop?
Definitely. Let me have a look.
Like preferably not any broken line shit
not.
either. That was traumatizing.
I think that there is something like like the service of guiding people over the fort must be a job. You can also work at the, at the pulleys that lift the goods from the caravans onto the building.
As silly as this sounds, is there a bar around here where I can just sling drinks for a week and listen to rumors and gossip?
Mm-hmm. Let's see. There is, it's more like a community kitchen from the Pylon Pirates. They are a cooperative of farmers, fishers / fighters.
Mm-hmm.
They're all like ex-nomads from the east.
Right.
And it's not so much, so it's a cooperative, which means you won't be paid in cash. You will be paid in food and drinks.
Sure. That sounds awesome. I love co-ops. Plus, they're probably wanderers like me who just sort of ended up in the area.
Yeah, they were all of them that were nomads traveling through, and somehow for one reason or the other just stayed at the Pylon Kraal.
Okay.
So let's see. We know what Nida is doing for the week. We know that Hamish will try to find another buyer. Azure will go in therapy, and Saffron, do you work on your project with Mother, or do you want to learn a spell, or do you do something else? I think you had one tick on a fort.
Yeah. I think this is a decent opportunity to do a little more work on the Mother project, and I think some of this is like, some of it is chatting with the sentient furniture of like, how did you become sentient? Like, what process produced you? Are you like the satrap, where you are just a couple of enlightened eels inside a suit, or are you? Is this something different?
So they are all experiments. They are all experiments of post-Satrap 48.
Interesting.
And what you find out is that most of them are actually ultras who have been bound by post-Satrap 48.
Interesting.
But what you learn from them is, probably the process of inhabiting something that has no soul. So the process of imbuing something with a spirit. Cool. All right. So I think we do Azure's healing thing. What do you think about a fortune roll? So a 6, you do it. A 4 to 5, you do it, but there's a catch, and 1 to 3, you don't do it. Does it sound fair?
Yeah, sure.
So let's do a D6.
Hey, it's a 5, and I killed the Mother project for some reason. Sorry.
That's okay. A 5. So let me see. What could be the catch? I think what Post-Satrap 48 says after they inspect you after the week is, well, this will go on for a little more time. So it has been slowed down, and there is a cap. So you won't end up being like a muscle tomb more. but there will be changes to your body for some time before it stops.
Okay. But what's my strength at this point? Because it was 12, and I don't know if that was. I don't know if that was modified from my original strength.
No, I think your constitution was modified. Let's say it's 13 now.
All right. Cool. And then my constitution is the same, or did that get bumped up?
I think it got bumped up. I think
Okay,
you start with lower.
All right. All good.
All
Thank
right. And let's see. Need to go to trading stuff. So let's see if you can find someone. Hamish. Let's roll on the table of travelers. It's always fun. That's how we got Umberto. Let's see, where is it? Other voyages. Yeah, I need a D50.
D50. Where do I do that?
Roll on your party.
XDY.
The XPY one.
XDY, yeah.
Yeah.
So you just say,
I see it. Yeah.
I think it's
I see it.
Found it.
Yeah, 1D50, right? There we go. 12.
12. Dalani Di Bianco. And let's see, Dalani is an explorer. She actually is a cartographer.
Who was it? Who was a photographer that was with us? Who was it? It was mapping things out for the.
That would be me.
Yeah.
For the Legion of the Farsight.
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah.
And Mencia.
Yeah. Anyways, she's a cartographer.
Yes, and so she travels with a caravan and has obviously made enough money, trading stuff that a bit like you guys. So she has now she has the funds to use trading to actually make money. And how do you schmooze her?
I mean, I say, oh, you're a cartographer. Oh, have you? The Legion, remind me, are they like a secret, sinister, or are they public, nice? You know what I mean? Like
the Legion of the Farsight it's not exactly secret, but it's certainly not sinister. Think of it like, how to put this? It's basically just a collection of people who want the roads to be safer and want the terrain to be safer and get assigned targets. We take out bandits, we take out, Vomes, we take out larger threats. We try to map the roads. We're the kind of people you want around.
Perfect. So, I go up to Delani and I'm like, oh, cartographer, eh? Oh, well, me and my crew, we've done got a fairly good working relationship with the Legion. We've got a lot of respect for people who want to blaze the trails here in the grasslands and keep the roads safe for travelers and explorers. Be willing to do. I mean, among we could do a deal maybe, like among peers such as ourselves.
It does sound really interesting. Aren't they vigilantes?
Oh, yeah, but how can you really be a vigilante when there's no real law out there in the wastes?
I guess you're right. Well, and you have obviously drinks. You probably visit the cooperative where Nida works once in a while.
I definitely rope Nida into to feed me things about cartography every time we like to keep to lubricate the conversation, you know.
Well, and I don't know if it would offer a mechanical advantage, but as I would certainly be sharing the maps that I've made, discussing the actual travels we've had, the actual things that we've encountered, as opposed to the nonsense I send Mencia, which has nothing to do with reality.
I don't think it necessarily has a mechanical advantage, because I would have thought that anytime we do the negotiating, it would be like one of us would be the lead, but other people would be jumping in anyways. It's like a week, right? So,
I mean, the fact that she's a cartographer, we just rolled it, and the fact that NIDA has a pretty good map about some aspects of the Grasslands. I think that is reasonable.
Yeah.
That. So let's see. It would be your at the end of the week would be your charisma, which is it plus something?
No, I think I'm just below whatever the white hack rules are for. I know, a bit below. I just have the best charisma out of our party. I know. Azure D has the best charisma out of our party now, but still no bonus to it.
And I would say that NIDA gives you, let's say, a +2 on your roll.
Okay, sure. It'd be a D20, right?
And everything above 15, 16 is good.
16.
You have a 16?
Yeah, bang on the dot, 16.
Wow.
Oh, +2, 18 then, sorry.
18.
Yeah.
Ooh, that is interesting. So at the party, she says, well, I'm kind of a gambler,
Oh, me too.
So I can give you this. You can get double the price if you want to.
Right.
But we flip a coin. And if it is heads, you get 4 times. And if it's tails, you just give it to me. What do you think?
Well, I know exactly how Hamish feels about this. However, I, the player, would like to consult with my my party.
Fair enough.
And
everybody's at the party.
Yeah,
so you can in character as well talk. I mean, does Hamish consult the rest, or does Hamish you will all talk with each other and then Hamish makes a decision?
Hamish would not consult the rest. Let's be honest. So let's do that. Let's say that, like, if you want to object, if you want to do it in character, it can be like grabbing his hand before he says yes, or like interrupting him before he goes, great idea. Yeah.
I believe NIDA would, NIDA seems to be everywhere at all times and moving quietly. I think that you feel a stronger than expected hand on your shoulder and a whisper in your ear saying, twice the money is fine. We don't want to lose it. We already spent another week here because we didn't want to lose it.
I mean, that's a very reasonable point of view. I will say that. Yeah.
Is there a voice in the back of Hamish's mind of like, oh yeah, I don't want to get strung up from this tower on top of the river and left here?
No, you'd have to catch me. You'd have to catch me to string me up. And so far,
Fair.
But I think there's definitely a flashback to those tunnels and the cannibal hamsters, and grenade after grenade after grenade, and all of the shit that we went through to get this stuff. Although Hamish has got his fractal blade now, so to be honest, he'd be fine. But Hamish will, I think, not go for the gambling. He says like, "Oh, I am a gambling man, but I'm afraid my partners are not. So I'm afraid we'll have to take the deal.
Delani scowls. I would have thought that you were more of a man, but hey.
Hey, listen, my masculinity is beyond question, so nothing really bothers me. If you want to call me anything, go for it. I mean, I wear a dress, for God's sakes.
And I will point out, since I'm standing there with my hand on your shoulder, he's really telling the truth. There is absolutely no question about his masculinity. I have personally seen him do extraordinary feats and then be humble about them.
Well, maybe I'm just more of a woman than you are of a man. But anyways, since she spits
I'll
in her
take that.
hand,
You are a hell of a lot of lady.
she spits in her hand and you shake on it. And let's go to the... maybe we can share this. Let's see. So what was the... We have on the trade goods thing.
So they're $250 per crate, correct?
Yes.
And they were already double.
Yes. So it's actually 500. Yeah, it's 500, and that is doubled because of the schmoozings. So it's
that's 1,000.
A 1,000 trade.
So we can offload all 38 of them?
You can.
Yeah.
So there is 38,000.
Let's see.
And then what is the XP bonus since that was all loot?
1 XP per 1 GP? We level up to level 20.
I would love to say that, but I have a sneaky suspicion Horst will object.
Well, I don't think that you can level up. Like, I wouldn't mind giving you the maximum XP that gets you to the next level, because that makes sense. But all the surplus XP will just disappear. So, is it, what did you just say, 35,000?
38,000, because
38.
it is 1,000 gold per crate. We have 30 crate. There are 38 crates.
Oh, divided by 4. I can't calculate, but that's definitely a lot. So I think that just look at your character sheet and then level up to the next level.
It would be 9,500 each.
Yep.
Which would probably take us through to the next level as well on top of
Yeah,
that.
I was going to say we're all reasonably close to the next level anyway.
Oh, yeah, let's see. What would happen if you get the 9,000?
Well, I would go up the level and have 8,000 left over for a start, for example.
Yeah, let's start with Hamish. Because you probably... So I wouldn't object to leveling up twice, but we could say, if you would level up twice, you get, 1 less or something. So the strong. The strong levels up at 4,000. So
I would have 8,500 XP left over.
yeah. So what you could do is write down 3,999, which you have now, and then your next level would be 8,000.
Okay.
And you level 3, and then Saffron is a wise. So you level. Let's see. Oh, that's a deft actually. Wise. So you're now at 4,999 at level. Oh, let's see. At level 2. So you do have 4,999. The next level is 5,000, obviously. And I think, what is with NIDA? NIDA is
a deft.
Deft. And the deft, you would level, so you're level 4 now.
Okay.
And let's see, the next level is at 12,000. So that would be 11,999, I guess.
Okay, that would. I can't believe I'm going to say this, but that's actually significantly more experience than we're actually getting.
Mm-hmm.
So I will happily take the extra 2,000 XP, but in the interest of being honest,
yeah,
that would move me up to like 2/3 of the next level, I think, because I've got a hair over 5,300. So that leaves me with about 8,300.
You could borrow some of the XP that I got capped out at.
I mean, if you want to run it like that, I'm totally okay with it. I'm just saying, in the interest of being honest,
just add the XP that you actually get. I think that makes more sense.
Okay.
And then we have Azure, who's also a deft, and she is level 2, with 2,999 XP, and you obviously level up at 3,000.
So what? Okay, so what's going on?
So the next level is 3,000, and you have now 2,999.
All right, so my next level is 3,000, and I have 2,999, and I'm level 3 now?
And you're level 2 now.
Oh, so I need 1 point of experience to go up to 3?
Yes, exactly. Okay, and let's do the thing. So the deft, Azure now can raise 1 of your stats. I help you a little bit. Like the AV is 11. Your saving throw goes up 1 to 8. And which stat did you pick, Abe?
I'm sorry, what static will I status?
You're one of your attributes. You can raise by 1.
Does my wisdom give me a negative, like on rolls and things like that, because it's so crappy?
Let's see. Put it here somewhere. Yeah, 8 is -1.
So if I raised it to 9, it would be a 0?
I mean, most of your rolls are under the score anyways. The modifier only comes into play when we interact with the UVG. So if you do the haggling, which is charisma, if you do the like the travel mishaps, that is all with a bonus. But if you do something, for example, if you want to perceive danger with wisdom, then it's just rolling under.
Okay, so that's not too bad. Let's see. If I bump up my con, will I get more hit points?
No.
Okay. Then if I bump up my strength, will I get some kind of melee bonus, or it's just the same?
It's the same. You do get at level, let's see, at level 2, your hit dice is 2. So you roll 2d6, and that is your new hit points. And this as well.
All right. Is there anyone that you think out of the bunch would aid me exponentially?
If you added 1 extra to int, you would get a +1 to int checks. And we're all fairly stupid as well.
My brain is also swelling with my
with your the brain is a muscle. Okay, and so for Saffron is wise. Your level 2, which is also 2 HD. Saving throw is 7. Attack value is 11. You have still 1 slot with 2 things, but actually you have 3. You have 2 groups, and you can raise 1 of your attributes.
Cool. That probably bump my con just because it's so bad. So make it slightly better to roll under my con.
Constitution. Okay, then we have our folk hero. It's level 3. Let's see, at level 3, you have 3 hit dice.
Okay.
Your attack value is 12. Your saving throw is 7.
Cool.
You still have 1 slot, which is the the verbal action. You have 2 groups, and you can also raise 1 of your attributes.
Okay. I'm in that sort of awkward position of none of them really giving me a benefit as well. I will think on that. But with the 3 hit dice now, do I roll now to see what my new HP is?
Yeah, I would do that now.
Yeah, and if it's worse than my current HP, do I have to take it?
No, if it's worse, you just keep the old one.
Okay. Oops. Sorry, guys. 3d6. That is 50. Ooh, no, that is 16. So that is better.
Jesus,
From
that was a drop.
Yeah, from a cripple to a.
Didn't you start with 1 HP?
I started with 3, I think, because I
Okay.
Oh, don't. So I can see. Do I plus something as a
when you start when you
start.
when you rolled a 1 and you got the plus 2. That's
so I had 3. Yeah, entirely cool. Great. It's all going Hamish. 38 grand in the bank and my reputation, and I'm feeling better than ever. Yeah.
And then we have Nida at level 4, which is crazy. You have also 3 HD. Your attack value is 2. Oh, you already did that.
I've done a fair bit of it, but let me see what else needs to be done here. So I need to roll 3 HD. Okay, that gets me to none of the dice are flipping, so that's 12 on HP.
That's not too bad.
Look, it's an increase. I'll take it.
You still have. No, you have actually 2 slots. So
does that mean I add 1 since I have Ajax and my plasma sniper rifle?
Yeah. Well, a slot, if I remember correctly, is 2 things. So let's see. Does that mean that you have now both of them active? That doesn't make sense. I think you get a 3rd one, and you can have 2 active. But let's see, gaining experience. Deaf characters draw inspiration from other. we have to look at slots.
And then I also increased 2 stats, correct?
Is that true? Raises 2. It does
Yes.
say raises 2.
Do I raise 1 slot 2 points, or 1 stat 2 points, or 2 stats 1 point each?
That is a good question. What do you think?
I'm fine with either. I mean, honestly, I was just going to dump it all into wisdom anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Or, I mean, I was going to, if I could put 2 points on 1 stat, I was going to dump it into wisdom. If it's 1 point each to 2 stats, then I would do something else. But
I'm also fine either way. It
All
just
right.
says raises 2. I mean, I can after the session I will read it.
Okay.
Let's see. Gaining experience. I want to see where what the second slot means. Because I do think that you get another another thing,
Mm-hmm.
and that you can have 2 active things. You can have 2 of these things active. Is how
Right.
I read it. But let's see. What does it say? Slots. Oops. Yeah, I want to say because otherwise it's a bit too boring. I will read up in after the session.
Okay.
But if you want to already think about a third, action that you want to put into your slots, now's a good time.
I need to actually write down what my slots do. Ajax is basically telepathy, and he's got the narcotic tail darts, and can be basically an insta kill. Correct?
Well, Ajax is your
The exiled cat lord.
Yeah, is your familiar, I would say. So,
Okay.
and he does have the darts, but you can more or less tell Ajax to do anything that's within his capabilities, and he will do it.
Okay. And then the plasma sniper rifle is basically just a 1-hit bang. Like I can use it once per session, and
You can
Mob is
do
done.
some kind of superhuman feat with that sniper rifle. So you
Okay.
could, like somebody's hanging from the gallows and you're 500 meters away.
I could shoot the rope.
Yes.
Gotcha.
You could do suppressing fire with your sniper rifle to, subdue a group of enemies.
Okay.
Like crazy shit like that.
Got it.
Cool. I think that was it concerning the leveling up. So, are you ready to move on to the next destination? And what destination is it?
Can we stop sharing the character keeper?
Oh yeah, of course.
Good, just so I can see ugly faces.
Thanks.
Where are we at again? We're at the no,
Moon
we're not
facing
death facing.
forward.
Yeah, if you go to the
Moon facing
map,
Yes. Row 165.
So we were
Yes.
talking about working down towards Spectrum Run, I think.
mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Probably
Well, that
going
was
through Near
way-
Moon.
Yeah.
that
What
was
do we know
when,
about near moon?
well, the near moon is this gigantic moon that looms and hangs low over the surface of the grasslands. And actually, when you went to the cooperative, the Pylon Pirate Cooperative, there were a lot of travelers that talked about treasures. They said underneath the surface of the moon, there are old ruins of alien origin, and the stuff that you can find there is incredible. Some people say that like one of the, I think it's a black oil prospector. He says, if you find the control room, you can actually fly the moon. You can fly to the stars.
To the stars? I mean, that sounds interesting. Make a good chapter in your book, wouldn't in those books that are being written right now? Maybe like something that you don't have to make more exciting.
It would be interesting. Although Mencia might find the actual truth of the matter too fantastic.
I mean, near moon to spectrum is also the quickest way to spectrum room.
I have no objections with being on the moon, I guess. I mean, that would be one of the more unusual things that's happened in my travels. But Hamish, I've come to expect the unexpected when I'm around you.
It's not me who said we should spend 3 weeks, a month digging around in lurid pines. So don't.
5 weeks, but who was counting?
And then he looks at the fractal blade and he's like, but it was worth it. You were right there. I mean, yeah. Do we want to ask about Glassbridge just to see if it's a more appealing prospect?
So let's see. What do they?
My vague recollection was it was more dangerous with less stuff we were interested in, but it's been a while since we.
So when we were looking at the further points, the only thing I really remember is what we were going to get for the biomancy gear. You know, rather
this was a while back. I think when we were talking about long-term plans before the biomancy gear.
Before we landed, we hit big again.
Yeah.
So the whole threes. Go on, Eddie.
Well, we have the island with the pyramid with the eye as well.
That is back at the behemoth shell, though.
Oh, we've already passed it?
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine. All good.
Yeah, that is also true. Like there was the floating island with the pyramid and the eye, which apparently, people were whispering about treasures there as well. But they say that about every place. They say that about Three Sticks, there are these ruins, and if you dig around the ruins, the stuff that you can find is unimaginable. Although the people of the Three Sticks, they're weird and hostile.
I look at Hamish. Haven't we dealt with enough hostility for a little bit?
I've dealt with enough hostility to last a lifetime. I think a trip to the stars sounds more like my speed.
Doesn't it? Fly me to the moon, Hamish.
Aye. Saffron? Azure, you in?
I'll come along.
Okay. Might be the first prairie dog on the moon.
First dog on the moon. Okay, and with that, we see the caravan leaving the banks of the Moon River, moving towards the near moon. On your travel to the near moon, we have the three vehicles. We have the bone one. It's like a gigantic truck made of oddly shaped bones. We have the dwarven auto wagon. That is a bit steampunkish, I guess. And then we have the pickup truck. Where would you all be? In the same, like who's driving what?
Did we get rid of the solid coach?
I think the solid coach is inside one of the. You have space enough to transport it in either of the big ones.
Okay.
Otherwise, it would give you, like, if you look at the character keeper, the caravan. Actually, you have slow -2 because you have two slow big cars, and the pickup truck is fast, and the coach would be another slow factor. And which one has the radio is what I'm interested in. Do you know which one is fitted with the para
It's
radio?
noted on the caravan sheet.
It's one of the auto wagons.
Yeah, it's the auto wagon with a Gatling gun, turret, ammo, para radio picks up signals from the long ago. That is one of the 10 hit dice auto wagons.
Oh, that would be the bone wagon then, I guess.
Mhm.
Yeah, that would make sense. Yeah.
So
I think Nida likes that one because it picks up old songs.
Mhm.
Maybe they were folk songs for Yellowlanders thought they were folk songs. So she's driving along humming Hunka Hunka Burnin' Love.
I actually made a random broadcast table. So why don't we roll a d6? What kind of signal you pick up?
Why not? Re-rolling the first purple die.
Mhm.
That is a 5, it says.
5. Let's see.
Clearing those dice.
While my Word document is loading, which apparently is a thing on the computer, a 5 is a radio drama. Let's see. Why don't you roll a d3?
All right.
And I get a d20. Hold on a second.
Ready?
Yes.
All righty. Where did it go? On D3, it is a 1.
So you're actually, and now I have to roll. Is it a detective? No, it's adventure time. And the interesting bit for you history buffs, it's from the Golden Distributarian era when the fast stars shone. So this must be like in the long, long ago. And I guess the mystery, the adventure time is actually about astronauts on the fast stars, and somehow there's probably aliens coming to the space station, and a lot of pew pew laser fights. So it's good. It's good entertainment. So I guess that are you all together on the bone wagon, or are you, who's driving what?
I think I'd be driving the. No, I think Umberto would be driving the smaller truck.
Mm-hmm. The pickup one.
And the pickup, and Hamish should be lying down in the back seat.
Yeah, the pickup truck is cool because it has this cheesy, like red velvet interior, red velvet seats, the fuzzy dice, the skull gear shift, and like a metal chain steering wheel. So that's pretty cool. How's the interior of the bone wagon look like? So I guess Nida is there. And Saffron, are you also there?
Probably. It's probably a lot of bone.
Mm-hmm.
It's like it's way less plush than the pickup with the velvet seats. What is that fanciness?
And
yeah, I think the dashboard, it looks like it was kind of carved out of the hip bone of some massive beast that we can't identify. It's just a solid piece of bone.
mm-hmm.
So it's extraordinarily sturdy in there. I mean, you hear bones, you just think like, what, somebody threw a bunch of leg bones together? And it's like, no, this is carved out of megafauna.
Mm-hmm.
So all the pieces are solid. They fit together well. It's made of bone, but it looks like it could be made of porcelain or something along those lines because of how solid it is. There's not a lot of gaps. It's very smooth and polished.
Mm-hmm.
Weirdly soft, and if you touch it, it almost feels like satin.
And so, Hamish, you are driving with Umberto. And if you go to the character keeper, I have a tab that is called NPC and Places. And I would like you to come up with something. It says, "We like you because." So what is like an endearing, like a trait that Umberto has that you really appreciate?
He's very lucky. I mean, he says that he's the best, and maybe he's not quite there yet, but with a look like that, he could go anywhere.
Mm-hmm. How would you phrase that?
That we like him because he's amusing. Yeah, we like him because he's got potential. You know, like he is useful. He seems in over his head, but he always comes through. He's plucky. He's got pluck. You know.
Okay.
Yeah.
So plucky and Azure. There's one thing that you wish he would stop doing.
Who? What's his name? I'm sorry. Alberto. He has a very bad habit of clipping his fingernails and his toenails as we just roll. And oddly enough, he's always got enough toenails and fingernails to clip. Like it's incessant, you know, like it's maybe they grow back fast or something like that, but he's always doing it.
Okay, that is appropriately disgusting. And
there's toenail bits all over the base of the car.
And a pocket. What is like a positive trait that Vigo has? Why do we like him?
He always has good weed.
Has weed. And Saffron, Chris, what do you wish he would stop doing? I mean, we know that he plays the flute pretty terribly, but
that would definitely qualify.
That's already established.
Other than that, I think he really likes to point things out to us while we're on the road. Like it's the like, oh, did you see that? Oh, did you see that? But often about 30 seconds to a minute too late, where it's like, oh, it was it's back there. We can't see it.
Too late. Cool. And yeah, so your caravan is trucking along, picking up the Adventure Time broadcast, and it's 2 weeks, 2 weeks of travel time through a landscape that is super dry. So after the Moon River, the landscape really becomes a wasteland, and the moon is growing by day. And you actually, at the end of the 2 weeks, when we have to do the, you have to subtract fuel for the cars and rations for all of you, including Vigo and Umberto. You already feel the effect of the moon, that there's something pulling on you. So let's see. Parker, do you do the rations?
Doing that right now.
Cool, nice.
Can I do an oracle? It's my active skill.
Definitely.
All right. What do I roll?
Well, given that it's your that it is one of your slots, you get the glimpse into the future. You don't have to roll. It's more about. Do you have something specific in mind when you go into meditation?
No, I'm just trying to pick up the ambient like vibe of what's coming. You know, I'm not really. I don't really have like a game plan. Like, it's not like I'm like going, what'll happen if we go to the moon? I'm picking up the, the ambient future.
Yeah. So you see something weird. You obviously, in your mind's eye, you're on the surface of the moon. And before you is another pyramid, but not, it reminds you of the pyramid on top of the floating island, but obviously it's completely different. This one has, like, the surface is skin that is stretched over like an iron frame. And you get the distinct feeling that it is not a building, but a creature. And your mind floats into that pyramid on the surface of the near moon. And you travel through what looks like gigantic arteries. And you find an altar with candles around it, with the in the shape of a mouth. And you can, that this is a door to the underground. And before your mind's eye, you see that the mouth is closed, and some figures that you can't really, that they are, they're not in focus. But they hold between, and I have to look at the lines and rails for a second. It's good. They hold between them a quarterling, which is, the lynx, these old creatures and descendants of them. They're called quarterlings. So probably they have like a bluish skin color, and it looks like the one that they hold has like an aluminium head on his head, and they cut his throat, and the blood squirts on the altar, and the mouth slowly opens, and then your vision fades away.
Right, I kind of come out of my trance with the start, and I alert the team of what I've just seen. I give them a detailed description of everything from top to bottom, and I'm like, "You sure we want to go up to the moon?"
I mean, maybe we don't go up there, but like, it'd be interesting to find out if we could, right?
I guess.
Interesting doesn't mean smart.
No, but it does mean interesting. I mean, if we were playing it safe, would we really be all the way down here on the Ultraviolet, on the Grasslands, on the road to the Black City? We could have just stayed in our cave somewhere and just lived off grubs and weevils, and it would have been safe.
You could have.
No. Have you seen me? I do not like that. I went where the action was, and the action might be up there on the moon.
Yeah.
My point is, I couldn't stay in the Yellowlands.
Well, I couldn't have stayed in the Redlands, to be honest. Pissed off far too many people. But anyways, enough about that. What's the odds if we getting into the stars? I feel like that would be achieving something legendary. Are you not interested in mapping out a new route to a new place beyond all this?
But then how do we get back?
And how many people, given what you just described, Azure, would we need to kill to get back from there?
Well, we just need to kill somebody to go to the underground.
My point is, if we go to the moon, it sounds like we're going to wind up killing.
Yes.
And perhaps those people need to be killed. Perhaps they deserve to be killed.
I like to think so.
My question is whether we want to be the ones to do that for them.
My question would be, what's in it for us other than going to the moon?
Going to the moon is an interesting idea. I agree that it is interesting.
Aye, but I agree with you that I won't, as interested as I am in the travel, if I'm going to have to work for it, like stretches out the sword arm, then have to be more than just, tourism.
And look, the Legion of the Farsight wants me to map things. They want to know new routes. They want to make these routes safe. How many people would actually travel this way? Do you know what I mean? Like keeping these roads safe, these main passages. Yes, absolutely. We do go looking for trouble, but we go looking for it in places where we know people who can't protect themselves or can't protect themselves as well as we can are traveling to keep them safe. If no one is going there, I can just put a note on the map saying, don't go here. Now, if you want to travel up there and explore, I understand. I am along for the ride.
Do we want, as players, do we want to go to the moon or do we want to to move along? Because I'm ambivalent, to be perfectly honest with you. I'm not I'm interested in everywhere we stop along the way. And I'm happy to just carry on to Spectrum Room.
I am fine either way. I'm just kind of role-playing Nida's reluctance to go, basically murder hoboing.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think Hamish is also slightly deterred by the idea of it being full-on murder hoboing. If it was maybe like a revolution that needed help on the moon kind of thing, then that would be an opportunity to be maybe I'd find some sort of Martian princess and
and honestly, Nida'd be probably, if you said there's a revolution going on and people need help, Nida'd probably be like, all right, start strapping guns on.
But as players, if anyone is I definitely want to go to the moon and fuck around for a bit, then 100% I would be yeah, let's do it.
And by the same token, if anybody's like, nah, I don't want to do that, I'm fine with that as well. So, Chris, Abe?
I think Saffron would be kind of against it. As a player, it's just as easy to move on and find some other interesting bit that catches us more.
I think as a player, I don't know. We'd have to go up there and kill a bunch of cultists, kill somebody to get into the thing. You know, it obviously creeped me out as a character. It freaked me out as a character. I mean, I need to get to the Black City and bring on the apocalypse. You know what I mean? I'm not really interested. There might be like a vial piece up there, but I'm sure there's plenty down here too. So.
Aye.
So definitely, the XP incentive is, everything you're looking for, especially the vial parts, but also a body for Mother. There would be obviously a chance to find something up there. That would be just like a random roll. And concerning the altar, you need obviously blood of a quarterling. Maybe you have to ask 50 people to spend 1 liter of blood or something. That would be also, you don't have to kill anyone. But you can find vial parts and parts for Mother at any destination, at any location. So you don't have to go.
I don't know. I'm kind of not into it.
Yeah, I wasn't even really thinking about the human sacrifice part. I was just thinking, God damn it, we're gonna have to wade through mountains of dead cultist bodies.
Yeah. Is combat our strong point?
I mean,
Has been so far.
We have a lot of grenades. It seems to be working for us. Yeah.
Well, it could be like a World War II movie where we lob the grenades and the Nazis go flying. You know what I mean?
We do. What's it called? Iron Sky. That Nazis on the moon.
Iron Sky is so cool.
It's so funny. But it feels as though we're all in the same sort of like, we could take or leave the moon. Let's move on. Yeah.
Cool. All right. So after the 2 weeks and the strange effect on the moon that all of you have, let's start with the tide effects. So, Will, why don't you roll a d6 to see how the gravity or stuck force of the moon affects your bodies?
Oof, it's a 1.
It's a 1.
I'll do it. I haven't rolled yet for party stuff. What do I roll?
Am I frozen? I think I'm frozen.
I'm afraid I've just rolled, Abe. Sorry.
Oh, okay, no problem.
I rolled a 1, so I wish it had been you. But
And you're not. Horst, if you can hear this, you're not frozen.
Yeah.
No, now I can hear it. It was a 1, and your soul got dislocated. So yeah, it's like the tethers between your soul and your body are weakened. And what you need to write down is maybe on the character sheet, you get disadvantages when you're in the vicinity of the moon on wisdom and charisma tests.
okay.
All of us?
Yes, all of you.
Sorry, guys.
Ooh, that's all right. It's all good.
Yeah, you can. I don't know how you can write a D or something next to.
I just put it on the notes at the bottom. I just put I have wisdom.
Yeah,
right? And I guess that won't last like forever, will it? So
no. It's only in the vicinity of the moon.
Yeah.
And then the next thing is when you approach the moon, there's misfortunes near the moon. So, Chris, why don't you roll a d20 plus or minus your charisma modifier?
Charisma modifier is a -1. So let's see how that goes.
And obviously you have to roll twice and take the lower result as well.
Yeah.
Okay. The tide effects.
A 7 or a 9. So a 7.
No, it's a 9.
I have to take the lower disadvantage.
Oh, right. Sorry.
Yep.
So you all have to remove 1 supply. So for some reason the maneuvering, I guess, through this. So under the moon, there is this weird bog where the wheels and so forth get stuck. And I think that the auto wagons sway from one side or the other, and through this movement, probably water, barrels, they broke, and so you have to remove 4 supplies. The underside of the moon, it looks really weird. So there is this bog where the sun never reaches the ground. It's like swampy, it's humid, and it's hot. But from like mushrooms from the bog rises some kind of towers that have been built over the eons. They're ruins of skyscrapers that almost touch the surface of the moon. There are towers being built right at this moment. There are quarterlings and thirdlings constructing these towers. And there's also, in the middle of it all, in the middle of this weird sprouting of mushroom-like buildings, there is like a solid black orb, pretty massive as well. It looks like a almost like as big as a house. It is black and has this red and yellow lichen that is probably growing there because of the humidity. And above the entrance to this orb, it says Spectrum Lodge.
Spectrum Launch?
Lodge. L-O-D.
Oh, Lodge. Got it. Okay.
So this could be, if you want to stay for a night, maybe buy supplies or sell stuff. That would be the place. Otherwise, you could also just move on.
We do need supplies. And do we want to see if there's anything here that we can buy, take with us?
Hamish is just washing coins in his head, like gold coins, and he's like, I suppose if you want, like, we seem to have a lot of money, but yeah, why not?
I'd say that we seem to have become specialists, so we are traders in stuff that you don't find in towns, I think we're a cut above your average, skunk pelt salesman that you'd find in these kind of places.
We traffic in the exotic.
Exactly.
By the way, have you bought the stuff from the Pylon Kral?
What do you mean?
The what?
Like the last place. Did you buy anything?
Not that I remember.
No.
We just sold the Biomancy gear and left.
Yeah. Okay. So you were traveling light. They had this Dryland coral seeds and the joy worms. I remember. But yeah, if you didn't buy it, then you didn't buy it.
No.
Yeah, I thought didn't we find out that the joy worms were illegal or something like that? Like pretty much everywhere else.
Yeah, they are drugs. So yeah, they were illegal.
Yeah, I think we had so much money and so much stuff to unload. We were just like, forget it,
Right.
What's 7 units of anything at this point?
Yeah.
I mean, not only do we traffic in the exotic, we traffic in volume.
Yeah,
that is true. I think if when net returns, there will be a new focus on, increasing your wealth.
Mm.
When Nat returns, I have a sneaking suspicion we'll probably be listening to him less. The funny thing is, you were so focused on profit and profiting the profit that you lost sight of actually making good deals. And when you left, look at what happened.
But Abe So Abe, do you have? Is it you who's rebuilding Mother, or you're looking? You're looking for some.
He's looking for vial parts.
I'm looking
Yeah.
for vial parts.
Yeah.
Yes, and Chris is looking for the parts for Mother. Is that right?
Yep.
Mhm.
I mean, given that we're so loaded and everything, do you guys want to like try and do that? So, you know what I mean? Like we can ask people around here for like the same way we did for Lurid Pines, right? We can do those kind of things. Like we're secure. We can afford supplies. We can range for the things that like our characters want. You know?
Yes, yes. You can spend a week at the Spectrum Lodge and do the things that you want to do.
Yeah.
Is this a place where you'd find vial parts?
No, the place to find vial parts is like normally every destination has like locations around them.
Okay.
But in this case, the location is the near moon, and the near moon has different spots where you could find.
Oh, I see. So we would have to go back to the moon to do this kind of like ranging outwards kind of stuff.
Yeah, I mean, you could, for example, if you want to work on the project, if Saffron would want to work on the project or learn a spell, they could invest the week in the Spectrum Lodge to do that. You could do market research if you stay for a week, but you could also just move on.
I'm tempted to just get out of here because of the passive negative effect of the moon and the miasma here.
Yeah.
And let's move on to Spectrum Run, and we can kill a bunch of time ranging around Spectrum Run, maybe.
Yep.
Yeah.
Really quickly, is there anything unusual that we can buy here? Weapons, armor, anything like that?
Let's see. So if you enter the Spectrum Lodge, it is like an LSD trip from Möbius or something. So the inside of the orb is just light and color. It's the 60s plush aesthetic, plus lava lamp vibe. And yeah, they do have a lot of. You can definitely buy a second porcelain pistol there.
I am buying a second porcelain pistol. By the way, how much money did we get personally from? Did we get money personally from the biomancy crates, or did that all go to the caravan?
Well, officially they go to the caravan. I mean, you can always cook the books, and as long as Ned is not here yet, you write down what you sold. Maybe you just sold 20 crates. Who knows?
So, do we want to cook the books a little bit?
If you're asking Hamish, then
I mean, we got a very good deal on those biomancy crates.
If you're asking Hamish whether you want to cook the books, he's like, "You weren't already. What's wrong with you?"
He says to the person who said, "Yeah, in all honesty, I don't deserve that extra 3,000 XP that you're about ready to give me."
Oh, but that was Puckett, the honest human being.
Also, Nida. So, should we frame it as a finder's fee? And how much do we each want to take?
Compensation for having to fight off a bunch of hamsters.
Hazard pay.
Yep, exactly. I was just thinking that.
How much is a porcelain pistol?
A porcelain pistol
is 300.
That's
some bitches bought already.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't want to be greedy. Like, I feel like we each, like, I personally have, well, I'm running out, but I had loads of money last time. So, like, 500, 1,000? I don't know. You know? What do you guys reckon?
There's also, there's like a glass counter, and under the glass counter is a Satrap Radiant gun for 1,100.
Please tell me what that is. I mean, I'm ready to buy it already, but
well, the range is far. It does 2d12. It's 2 stone. and it's like this weird, gigantic weapon with several tubes sticking out of crystals. It is two-handed, laser, blinding, starts fires, and is really rare.
I thought
Okay.
you had me at. I mean, honestly, you had me at Satrap Radiant Gun.
I put the thing in the character keeper.
Oh, I've added it to my inventory.
Okay, cool.
So,
Are we taking 1,000 each, or are we taking 500 each, or?
Should we say around 1,000 each? 4,000 off the caravan's gold kind of thing, but still well within the margins of error for a 38,000 sale.
Fine by me.
Yeah.
Any objections?
Fine by me.
Chris?
Oh, sorry.
Sounds good to me.
I need to boost
suggest
up
that
my friggin' firepower. I've got this crappy morning. I mean, the morning are nice, but I could use some heavy weaponry. What else is there?
Well, the good stuff is bought.
You could have my Sword of Black Steel if you want, Azure. The two-handed 2d6 plus 2.
Sure, that's great.
Feel free to copy and cut it and paste across from my bit of the character sheet to yours.
Thank you very much. That's very kind of you.
Well, Hamish looks after his friends, and he's like, "Oh, you want that? Has seen me through many a thing." And that story that you told, if you guys remember, when I gave my old battered gun to Bodhi's character and was like, "Oh yeah, it's my grandma's heirloom or whatever." The story that he tells about the Sword of Black Steel is actually 100% true. Like this is a heartfelt one.
Nice. Well, I appreciate. Thank you so much, Hamish. You are truly a hero of the people.
Aye.
Ooh. Does Hamish get experience for being so generous? I'm asking because this seems the black sword seems like the sort of thing that has some value to it.
I think there's definitely like a story or two about Hamish and his black sword cutting their way through the king's guards and whatever,
Mm-hmm. Well, let's talk about this after the session.
I will write down a note to do that.
Fair enough. Is there anything else interesting in terms of weaponry, supplies, items that we could buy for the caravan? Anything like that? And I already loaded up on supplies, so we're good there.
So concerning trading goods, why don't you give me a D30? That is what they're selling.
All right, you know what? Give me 2 seconds. Okay, 1D30. 22.
22. Oh no! Seriously? That might be interesting for Saffron. They sell replacement bodies.
Yes.
Now I see why you said, "Oh no, seriously."
Oh no.
So one replacement body is 2,000 cash, and it is just a human body without a soul.
That sounds useful to have on hand. What do I need to keep it on ice? What is the maintenance process here?
I think you need. It must be fed.
So it's living. It's like stasis life, but without any embodiment.
Yes, it breathes. It has no. It's like I don't know if you know Chalmers, which is like a philosopher, and he talks about the philosophical zombie. So a creature that acts as a human but has no inner experience.
So it would cost another upkeep.
Yes,
but nothing more complicated. I mean, complications could come up, but on the surface, no more complications then.
Yeah. I mean, you would have to take care of them because they can't take care of them themselves. It's like taking care of a grandma or something.
Yeah.
So are these and metagaming here? Are these bodies that we could transfer our consciousnesses into if, for example, Hamish ran into some trouble and we couldn't save him?
Mm-hmm. If you can somehow.
What are you trying to say, Nida?
I'm spitballing here.
If I could eventually commoditize the process by which I will be injecting the soul of Mother into something.
Exactly.
And you can extract the soul from dead Hamish. Yeah.
Before it actually is dead. Like a person is dead and then the soul goes to, I don't know, evaporates somehow.
Getting the body doesn't magically solve my project.
No. I think that both Hamish and myself are slightly uncomfortable with the idea of stocking up on these and the potential idea of trading them down the line, or even the idea of trading them full stop. Maybe your research, right? Your important project kind of thing, that's a thing. And if we knew how to bring ourselves back from the dead, I think it would still feel a bit weird keeping them around, because we'd have to hire someone to look after them and stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm like, maybe I don't want to get that far into that kind of thing. But one for or however many for the project is like a perfect serendipity.
They're pricey, and I don't even know if it'll work.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna deduct that from caravan.
Okay. Yeah.
Of course.
It's a caravan. It's for the caravan.
Yeah. So we now have a replacement human body.
Mm-hmm. And when I'm out for the next months of games, Saffron is just taking care of this replacement body.
Yes.
And in the when you're not, Umberto is.
Or Vigo.
Oh, Vigo, yeah.
Cool.
Is there anything else? I mean,
let's see.
And how many porcelain pistols? How many of these Satrap Radiant guns are there?
One each. They're both rare weapons. So in any given location. Is
there any real purpose to having lots of weapons? Because I've got a shotgun that's 2d6.
Yeah,
I'm good. You know what I mean? Like 2 pistols is 2d6. Obviously, the Satrap Radiant gun is sick. But is there any benefit to holding a lot of guns?
Gun fetishists?
Okay, yeah.
Would anybody like my 2d6 shotgun?
Sure. I'll take it.
All right, take it. It is yours.
Inspired by Hamish's largesse and ability.
Sure, we'll go with that. And then does anybody want my d6 close sword?
D6 swords are not really wanted.
Yeah,
anymore.
I figured.
Give it to a kid, a street urchin.
You know what? I think you, for one of the first times you see Nida get a twinkle in her eye, like she's about ready to do something playful. She says, Hamish.
Aye.
So I've got these swords and these daggers. Would you like to have some fun?
Always, Nida. How do we have fun with swords and daggers beyond the obvious?
You want to wander around and give them to kids and tell them tall tales and fables about what they did and who they came from?
Oh, that sounds perfect. Yes, this is clearly the dagger of Athetius that slew the black dragon that swarmed the yellow lands far away and poisoned it.
But you must be careful with it, for this is treasure. This is the sort of thing that someday may lead you on a great quest.
And this one, it has to be taken back to Mount Doom.
Exactly. And I hand Hamish all the stuff that I no longer need. The sword, the daggers. Because we've had fun, but this feels playful.
Cool. I like that.
So do we see Hamish walking between the towers and skyscrapers, handing?
Well, we see him like kneeling down and like pulling them out and talking about and the legends and stuff. For Nida, like kind of like chiming in and nodding like alongside, like yeah, and these kids all wrapped, and then him holding it out and like holding it out reverentially to a kid kind of thing, like.
I can tell you have the soul of a great adventurer within you. May this guide you on your path.
All these kids are these blue-skinned quarterlings with the tinfoil heads, and they look at Hamish with big eyes, and eventually take the swords and knives.
Nice. Do be careful though. Like keep pointy end away from you and your friends.
In the lodge itself, there are also three like regulars, three people that you meet or can interact with, and one of them has Puckett, remind me, the Legion of the Far Side. They had some kind of, didn't they have like a tattoo or something on their hand?
That was the broken chain, I think, maybe.
Yeah, that was the broken chain. 2 seconds. I've made notes about this.
Mm-hmm. I know that there was like a gesture.
Crosshairs tattoo on the left hand.
Okay, see. So let's see. So one of them, who looks pretty weird. So they have they're wearing a full suit of false limbs that just dangle from their body.
Mm-hmm.
They obviously have, or he has, at least one functional arm with the what was it called? Like the cross on
Crosshairs tattoo.
Yeah, crosshairs tattoo.
One of the other things that Salbera does, besides maintaining the course that you have to qualify on, he mixes up a very special tattooing, and only he knows the compound. And when he dies, or before he dies, he will take on an apprentice and teach them. But only at most 2 people alive at any given time know how to make the ink that gives this tattoo. So basically, you shine an ultraviolet light on it, and it reveals that this is an actual tattoo. There's flecking in it. There's like some gold, like shimmering gold elements. Like what is it? Kintsugi, the Japanese art where you break something and then paste it back to, and then join it back together with gold, so it's more valuable and precious than before. So you can see like little lines through the tattoo like that. It's not anything that can be faked. Just so we can actually recognize each other.
You know that he is the real deal. There are 2 other regulars, which is another folk hero. So Hamish, when you sat in the bar, like the bar is, as I said, like an explosion of colors. There are obviously the curly straws and drinks in all colors of the rainbow, probably also with steam on top, and I don't know, silver sparks in it. And there's a heavyset woman. She looks almost like a sumo wrestler, like 200 kilos or something. And she is surrounded by quarterlings and tells about her achievements as a wrestler. And then the bartender who serves the drinks, well, he tells you all about the near moon and how fantastic it is to go up there.
Don't you have to kill someone to go up there?
What? You don't have to kill someone to up there.
Oh,
you need to
I saw.
you need a guide. You need a guide who finds a spot to bridge the distance between the tower and the surface.
All right, I thought you had to like do a sacrifice or something to get up there.
And well, he moves a bit closer, and he says, "So, you know about the door?"
I know about the door. I'm in the know.
If you could find memories best forgotten in the Crystal Heart, I would make it worthwhile.
Are those up on the moon?
Under the moon.
Under the moon.
Inside of the moon.
Oh, inside the moon. Right. But I would have to kill someone to go up there, right? Because of the door.
I mean, maybe. Is that a problem? Well, they say you need a quarterling's worth of blood, and I mean, I guess the quickest way, would be murder. But he moves away. Obviously, we're not talking about killing someone.
Aye, but this folk hero, I would like to challenge her to an arm wrestling match, or a drinking match, or something. You know, something like drunk camaraderie, like sort of challenges and stuff. You know.
Yeah, she turns to you, and she's like, how tall are you? I mean, you're a dude, like a tall dude, I guess.
Yeah. Like, I don't think like ludicrously tall, like 6 foot or something. You know, like sort of.
And she's closer to 6'5", I guess.
Yeah.
So she looks a little bit down to you, and she says, "A wrestling match or arm wrestling? I'm all for it. I'm Babeth, by the way. I know that
You're the best, did you say?
I am the best, but I'm called Babeth."
Ah, the best. Ah, right. Okay, sorry. I've got a friend who says he's the best as well, so I just wanted to make sure that it wasn't like some sort of clan or something, and I'd just been misunderstanding him. Anyway,
after I'm through with you, show me your friend.
Oh, I'd love to meet you. Aye. In fact, he's over there. Come on, Umberto. Come on, you're going to be the referee, right? Arm wrestling time.
Yeah.
Shots of whatever the local spirit is. Like money down. I will bet 500 gold of my personal.
No way. 500 gold?
Yeah, of course I will. Why not?
All right.
So Hamish Rainbow.
I think that so life is a game. The bartender takes the bets, and Beth doesn't have 500, but people around her, her entourage, just collects money so that she can match your 500. Anyone else is betting?
No one else bet him? Okay. You've got such little faith in me. I mean, you could bet on the other person and I could throw it. Hamish would totally do that.
I think Knight is just off in the corner trying to talk to the scope about maps and things and is not paying attention to what's going on with the arm wrestling, the contests of strength, the feats.
Although Austin's the scope is looking once in a while over your shoulder to see what's happening with arm wrestling. So obviously this will be a short auction if you're up for it.
Yeah, sure.
And it will be with strength. So roll a d6, add it to your strength. Do it secretly.
Secretly. I will get my dice. Sorry.
Okay.
Okay, 1d6, right?
Yes.
Cool.
So she's level 4, which means her starting strength is 40, just to let you know.
Yeah, same as Hamish.
Oh, cool. All right, let's do this. So it's arm wrestling, and you feel her, like when she grabs your arm, it's like what's it called? Like a metal wrench or something that just grips you and pushes you together. What do you waver?
So the way this works is we add that to a d20 roll, and it's got to be below our strength value, right? So,
Yes, your new between what you bet and your new strength value. So if you say I bet 5, you say between 5 and, let's say you rolled a 1, between 5 and 15.
Okay, I bet 3.
Okay. And so we see that she mocking lets you, gives you like 2-3 centimeters. And then it's like in a Terminator film, it just goes back to 12 o'clock without her showing a sweat or something. And she bets 7.
Okay, can I raise, or do we?
Yes, yes,
yeah?
you can raise.
Cool. I bet 10.
Okay, how does it show? Like, what do you do? What do you see on the screen?
Just a smile and reach with my other hand down another shot, push right kind of thing. And I'm sure she does the same thing. Like I feel like we're equally matched in sort of that kind of regard.
She grunts a bit, and so she presses you down at, like, let's say like at 2 o'clock or something, and she bets 10.
So we're equal on 10 then.
Oh no, you said 10. I'm sorry. So she says 11.
Okay.
So what you could do is you could say, well, I want to see. So now she rolls, and if she fails her roll, you win.
Okay. And she would have to succeed her roll. Okay.
But if she succeeds, then she wins the.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, let's go 12.
Nice. Okay. What do we see?
Like he's like, and then he just like twists his wrists and just like straight back to like the same on the other side kind of thing. And a big grin on both their faces.
She want to see. So roll.
Okay.
Under your. What did you roll?
I rolled a 6.
Me too.
Oh shit! So I was like, if I'm going to push an auction, it should be the one where I've rolled the maximum amount I can do, right? Like,
I know. So under 12, under 20, and above 11.
I am 1 off. I am 11. No, I'm 5 even. Sorry, so I'm way off. She wins. Yeah,
she wins.
She wins.
You go back to you have her. And then she does the same thing. She turns her wrist and then just slams you. And I think that the table obviously breaks. And there's the people are cheering. Somebody from the back says, "Around for everyone."
Yeah, Hamish like hugs her and like does another shot with her and is like, hey. Yeah.
And I think
I hand over 500 gold. So you earned it.
And Babeth grabs Umberto and just rubs his his head with her knuckles. You have no chance, small boy. All right. Do you let's see. So you neither you exchange information with Austin's the scope. not if Pocket can hear me.
Sorry about that.
No worries.
Is that better?
Yes.
Okay. I just realized I had my microphone flipped up, and I was just like, wait, is Umberto going to take that kind of slander? He's just going to let somebody say you're not good enough and not do something about it?
Well, he tries his best, but it's like running against like a steam train or something. He's trying to push back, and he's definitely afterwards saying, well, if I wanted to.
I pat him on the shoulder and say, we all know Umberto, but all the same, add a couple more push-ups to your morning routine.
That's already, I already have 10, but let's go to 12.
If you can do 10, you can do 12. We believe in you, Umberto. You're the best.
I know, right? And he drowns his embarrassment in more space whiskey.
All right, so Austin's.
Yes.
Is there anything ahead that we should know about? Do you have any tasks from the guild, from the Legion, that I can assist with?
Let's see. Well, I'm on my way to 3 Sticks. There had been kidnappings in recent months that the Legion wants to look into.
See.
Caravans that moved past, in that direction and never came back.
You don't say. Why don't you come with us? I'm actually traveling with a caravan. We are quite heavily armed.
But you're not traveling to 3 Sticks, are you?
I look over at the group. Kind of. Who else in the bar besides Hamish?
The bar is full. All from
the party.
From the players. I would assume.
Azure. Saffron, are you in the bar?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, could reasonably be there.
All right. I just wave everybody over. So Austin's here tells me that there have been kidnappings near 3 Sticks. Caravan's going missing.
Do we get to keep the caravan? Like, do we get to keep all the shit in the caravan? Because this just sounds like seems like unnecessary hero-ness. Sorry, Hamish.
What? No, I'm a hero, and the best here. Like, no, we're gonna go. We're gonna save these people.
I look over at Austin's and say, I assume there would be some sort of reward if we retrieve the caravans, or if we can find the people who have been kidnapped, or if we can't find those people, but we do find the caravans, do we retrieve their items?
If you could find the relatives, they would be, they would be willing to pay. That's not what the Legion is in for, obviously.
I know. You and I both know this. And Hamish is, well, this sounds heroic. So you had Hamish at rescue. Saffron, where are you on this? How do you feel about this?
It's a little out of the way.
I think we should settle this with a drinking contest. It's 2 against 2. Last man standing calls it. Or last person standing, sorry. So me and Saffron are kind of hand now, and you and Nigel.
I'm also a prairie dog. Drinking contest.
And I'm thinking the prairie dog would be perfect for finding out information about these caravans in a very stealthy, surreptitious fashion. I mean, Saffron, think of it this way. We started
Maybe.
as a very small caravan. We had one wagon to our name.
True.
We're protecting people who start off like we did.
No, I'm. It's not that I wouldn't go do it. I'm just not terribly gung ho, you know. But if the caravan goes off, if we go off to go do it, I'll tag along.
How far away is Three Sticks?
3 weeks.
3 weeks.
Let's look at the map.
So it's a big trip. Round trip.
Yeah, you would travel to Spectrum Run, and then Last Bridge, I guess.
I don't know. Without
it's actually 4 weeks.
we're gonna waste a shit ton of supplies if we go on this charity mission. Nobody's paying us to refill our supplies. You know, I think, you know, if everybody jumps in the caravan and takes off, you know, I'll come with, but under protest.
Hmm.
Hamish is drunk enough that he's very enthusiastic about this at the moment, but if he, you know, if we agree not to go, he's just going to wake up with a hangover and no memory of it. So,
I mean, the flip side of spending the time and the supplies to get to 3 Sticks is maybe we find some other interesting stuff while we're
Out of
Maybe
character,
find-
I'm just playing hard to get. So,
yeah.
Yep. That's
Out
I'm
of
sure
character. Also,
yeah.
I probably won't be here for the rescuing of Hamish. Won't be here for the rescuing of people. So
That
that's
is
why,
true.
like, you know, don't really worry about it from the Hamish front.
So
Yeah,
Chris,
what-
Abe, it sounds like it's down to the three of us since we'll be actually doing it. I'm all about it. I mean, rescuing people and like stopping kidnapped caravans to me sounds like a hell of a lot more fun than entering the moon and having to sacrifice quarterling blood and whatnot.
yeah, or getting to our next destination. I mean, we you know.
But we'll get there. It's just that we kind of make a detour and kind of go back a little bit.
Yeah, man, you guys drive a hard bargain. I guess we've got a shit ton of money, so the supplies aren't a big deal.
The supplies are not even a concern at this point.
You guys did give me all these weapons, so fine, let's go.
And I mean, on the upside, you get a new NPC to interact with and to help you in your quest.
Yeah.
The Beth? Would you like to come with us?
I mean, I would love to. Honored to have another scope with me. It's not the best. I'm sorry, it was obviously not the best. Do you want to hire Beth?
How much is the Beth going to charge?
So I think the
And is it
normal rate.
the Beth or the Beth? Is it
I-
THE or VABETH?
It's actually it's this
Okay.
Bethy.
A Beth. Okay.
Beth.
I had it completely wrong.
She is obviously an elite wrestler, and she charges 60 per week.
It's fair.
The Beth, do you fight with a sword or only your bare hands? Or do you use guns?
I mean, to be honest, I love the closeness to my enemy. Knife, improvised weapons. I'm pretty decent with guns.
Welcome aboard.
Thank you, madam.
Is Austin coming?
So
Of course he is.
Okay, cool.
I mean, he's a scope. We're going to help him do his job.
No.
you're helping him. Austin's the marksman, and Beth the bullfighter. Awesome.
Cool.
And with that, I think you're leaving the Spectrum Lodge after 1 day. Is that true?
And it's could you put Austin's name in the chat? Okay, Austin's. Got it.
Austin's.
Would we want? I mean, it's up to you guys, obviously, because you'll be actually doing the stuff. But like, is this not a place to maybe like fill up the supplies back to the? You know what I mean? Like, spend the money, then you can sort of like, burn through the other places to get to the destination. You know what I mean? Without having to worry about like supplies, blah blah blah.
Yeah, but we can probably do that
Mm-hmm.
just one night. So the next morning, buy up a bunch of supplies before we head out. Kind of.
What is Babeth and Austin's level?
Yeah.
What is
So
Babeth
I'm
and
stuck.
Austin's- Sorry, what's
sorry,
Babeth
go
and
on.
Austin's level? What are Babeth and Austin's level? Look asked. Like what level?
Babeth is 4, and Austin's is 5. Babeth is 4, Austin's is 5.
Sweet.
Okay.
They're the PCs with the high.
Yeah, you're getting the elite fighters. All right,
Alrighty.
guys. Shall we, before we move on, when you leave the Spectrum Lodge and you're traveling west, I guess, makes the most sense, or do you go back to the fort and then the 2 weeks? Does it make a difference? Let's see.
I guess it's a question of if we would rather get down to. I think Spectrum Run is faster than going back to Ford to Glassbridge.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're going to do that probably either way.
Okay, so when you're traveling south, we need to make the random encounter roll for the near moon. So let's say Will, can you make?
Abe, have you rolled any for the group?
Oh, Abe! It's
What
a
do I roll?
charisma test. You roll plus your charisma modifier, and it's a D20. And
All
you
right.
want to roll.
My charisma's 11, so I don't have a negative. I just have a 0, right?
Oh, I'm stupid. You roll a D6, and it's without any modifiers, just a straight D6.
All right. Hold on. Did I really just roll a 1 again?
Ooh, that's not good.
I guess I did because it's not refreshing. Okay, well, it's a 1. Sorry, guys.
So you leave the shadow of the near moon, and it's probably the first evening even. You set up camp. I don't know. How does it look like? Is it like is it how do you call that? Like a wagon fort that you park the cars to surround, like a camping fire, or how's the setup? Circle the wagon. Yeah, it's more like a triangle probably, but
it's a triangle with Gatling guns, so it's a pretty good triangle.
There's a campfire. I have a shit connection. Can you guys hear me?
Yep.
You've been
I can hear
fine from our point of view, past.
Can you hear us?
Yeah, I'm getting like I have latency, I think is the technical term.
Yeah,
which will be fun. Lag. I've got lag. So the sky is dark. There's lightning everywhere, and you sit around. Somebody cooked or you warmed up your food. And I guess I assume because you have the bone and wicker golem, who is always on the lookout, actually. And that creature is a bit spooky. It has this like a bird skull. Hamish bought it at the Grass Colossus, and it says with the like with a very dry, crackling voice, "Is an elemental." And from the discharge of the like the flashes is some kind of maddening, gigantic. It must be 10 feet tall or something. Plasmatic creature. So it's it looks like it's here described as ectoplasmic, insubstantial car elemental, and it is enraged, and it approaches the it approaches the wagons. What do you do? With a clear intention to destroy.
What kind of element?
What kind of element? Yeah.
Car elemental.
Yeah, it is. So car is it's like the soul essence.
Oh, okay. I was hoping it would be like actual car, and then I was going to be like, well, we can only solve this with a race.
No, it's a KA.
Can we detect why this elemental is enraged?
That's a good question. I mean, how do you try to find it out?
Don't we have a hunter of ghosts with us?
Yes, you have Vigo.
Would he perhaps not? Is this not a car elemental, some sort of ghost in a way? Like.
Yeah, I can see that.
We might have parked our cars on the wrong spot of land or something.
Ancient Indian burial ground, as the Simpsons would put it. Yeah.
Or maybe it's a path that this Kai elemental follows, and the intent to destroy is merely an intent to move on its normal route.
Well, let's say the car elemental will reach you within the next 3 rounds, so you have time to ask Vigo. And Vigo says, Vigo closes his eyes, which takes much too long for your taste, and it says, "It is enraged by the moon's tides. Nothing we can do about it."
I assume at this point we already have people in turrets.
Mm-hmm. You just who's in the turrets?
I think Austin's is in one of them, because at level 5 he should be pretty good at shooting. Plus it's a turret.
That is true. Yes, we can do that. I will roll for Austin's then.
And I guess I'll be in the other turret. I mean, unless somebody else wants to be in the turret and have me sniping.
No, you go for him, man.
Yeah, that's fine.
Honestly, it actually makes more sense for somebody else to be in the turret and have me sniping with my plasma rifle.
Well, you can see. You can see the elemental, and it's clearly insubstantial.
So we're not going to be able to chop it in half with bullets,
unless you have some kind of. I think Vigo has a silver pistol, and he has silver bullets that could harm the creature.
Would those pistols do the work trick?
I don't think so. No.
Bone grenades.
Bone grenades. What do you think? I mean, it's.
I'm thinking of it because it's bone. It's basically it's dead matter from a living thing.
I tell you what, Hamish will throw a bone grenade at it. You should shoot with a Satrap Radiant gun, and other people should maybe grab some bullets off.
Would your quantum sword help? perhaps.
But I don't want to let it get that close.
Run out to meet it.
No.
I got your back. Look, I got the Satrap Radiant Gun. It only does a little bit of area damage. It'll be fine.
So let's give that a try first then.
Does the Satrap Radiant Gun look like it would have any effect on it because it's using light?
Yeah, I think so. I think that is fair to say.
And would the same be true of my plasma sniper rifle?
Yeah, maybe. I mean, you even with all your rifles, this is a gigantic piece of work.
Oh dear. Well, I guess we're gonna have to deal with it.
Would the Black City sword do anything, or no? It's just a nice sword.
Do you have a Black City sword?
No, it's a Sword of Black Steel.
Oh, Sword of Black Steel. Sorry, my bad.
It's not quite as good as a Black City sword.
Not quite.
Never mind.
All right. My plan, such as it is, I'll use the Satrap Radiant Gun.
Yes.
I think we need to be moving the vehicles right now. So Vigo has a weapon that could affect this thing, so he needs to be fighting with us. But Umberto is free.
Mm-hmm.
Saffron, would any of your miracles do anything?
I mean, I have interface active, and I can't swap to anything else without time. I could. So the alternate is. I don't think astral projection gets us anything because we're not problem solving this. We're dealing with it. I mean, I have laser eyes. That's about all that's going for us on that.
But lasers, we know, will affect it.
Yeah.
Okay. So, Azure, do you have any laser weapons or any miracles or anything like that that could help? Abe, you're muted if you're talking.
Oh, sorry. I didn't realize I was muted. I only have. I don't have any sort of like lasers or anything like that. I do have Cataract. Could he be part of the biomechanical effect? This guy. It's a stretch, but I'm trying.
Yeah, I don't see how.
Could we just load one of the porcelain pistols with Vigo's silver bullets and give it to Azure, quickly, and then Azure can have a porcelain pistol loaded up with silver bullets that might work.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. For that, I will loan you both porcelain pistols for that.
Sweet. Okay.
So you're going to be running around like Chow and Fat out there, right? So, that means we've got Umberto driving one vehicle.
Babeth should drive the other vehicle.
Yeah, Babeth, and then Austin should be driving the third out of the path, so our vehicles are safe and don't inflict or take any damage.
Well, I was thinking we could just hold it off, perhaps, and then the wagons make a break, and then we're in the pickup truck, and we're just like fleeing Godzilla as it approaches us, kind of a getaway. We have a getaway car, is what I'm saying.
All right, then we can shoot from the back of the truck then.
Mm-hmm.
Austin's and Babette are like the big ass kickers. Do they have anything that we can put to use? No,
Babette is more like a wrestler, and the gun that Austin's have it is a laser gun. So what do you think? So your initial plan was Babette and Austin's drive the cars. You're in the pickup, and I don't know. Probably,
if Austin has a laser weapon, let's take Vigo's silver bullets, distribute them, and have Vigo drive.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, all right.
Good.
So let's see.
And Umberto and Babeth drive away in the wagons while we're getting the wagons up and going while we're doing a last stand.
Wait a minute. You said Vigo's weapon can also harm them, not just the silver bullets?
No, it's the silver bullets of his. He has these chains. That's how he fights the ghosts normally.
Okay.
But he needs to get really close, obviously.
All right.
And
So
this-
having him driving is a good choice. Okay, got it.
Okay, so Vigo's driving. Babeth is driving.
And Umberto's driving.
And Umberto. Okay, and then we have Austin's with a laser gun. Austin's is level 15. Okay, so the cars are slowly moving, like circling and trying to get away. Vigo is behind the pickup, or who's behind
The pickup is last, and who does it matter who we have driving what?
Not really.
Okay.
Let's say Umberto's in the pickup, and you are on the back side of the pickup truck.
We're in the
trying
bed
to
of the
fend
truck.
it off. Okay, so let's.
I want to start by using the plasma rifle special.
Mm-hmm. Cool. So you could. What do you want? Like, what kind of special attack do you want to do? What you see is this. It's like a whirlwind of plasmatic force that moves towards you.
I know with some enemies, it's basically just point and kill, like the Redlander leader. I think when we discussed it at the beginning, you said something about it being like I forget whether it was roll with advantage or do extra damage, but there was some in using special, it does significant damage to a superior foe.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to do as much damage as I possibly can to this thing with one shot.
Okay, I would say roll the damage plus advantage.
Okay. And then
So
I am
while the-
rolling. So it's D20 under my. Hang on a second here, getting back over to it.
With your special ability, you don't have to roll to hit.
Oh, that's right. So it is D8 damage.
Mm-hmm. So you roll 2d8 and pick the better result.
All right, I'm going to move some of these dice off of here.
Are we still on disadvantage because of the moon?
That's wisdom
yes.
and charisma.
Got it.
Yeah, charisma and wisdom.
So 2d8 is not a whole heck of a lot.
Yeah, you all get like a shot before we go into like encounter order.
That's 5 damage.
Damage. And you see that is it like one shot or is it like a barrage of shots?
I'd like to hit this thing near whatever passes for the head, hoping that it will blind it. And make it harder for us to track, or make it harder for it to track us.
Mm. Yeah, it's elemental. You don't think that it has eyes. It seems to be more like an elemental force.
In that case, I'd like to put it low. I'd like to put the shot low to try to disrupt how it's traveling.
Cool. Yeah. Like disperse the energy into different directions.
Yeah,
Cool.
so it slows it down a little bit.
Yeah, you see that there's some kind of energy building up in its core. What is the rest doing? I mean, Hamish is obviously always first, actually, before Nida does anything.
Yeah, I would have let Nida fire off because she's got the longest range kind of thing, right? I think throwing a grenade, like, arcing out like big long football throw kind of thing to try and like catch it and see, and then I guess everybody else. The idea that everybody else will be like firing squad kind of thing.
Yeah.
you want to, Hamish? Do you want to shout out a boost?
Oh yeah, yes.
Give us
I
some
definitely do
moral
that as a minor
encouragement
action. I
against this
definitely
thing.
say, "All right, lads, let's blow it back to hell." And
I could definitely go for the +1 AV.
So I think that the bone grenades are less effective. If you make the roll, like what you can do is what Nida said, like disperse it a little bit. Try to now it is focused at a point, and the explosion would dissolve it somehow a little bit.
Yeah.
So I want to say the damage is a d6 if you hit it.
Yes, of course, yeah. So I shall roll my d20.
Yes, under your AV. Equal or under?
7, so that is under my AV and
Nice.
probably over theirs. And it's, yeah, the grenade, so 1d6, right?
Wait, you're throwing a grenade?
Yeah, because it's far away.
It's 3d6, isn't it?
Yeah, but
Yeah,
it's limited effect because it's a ghost.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I got a 5 on my d6.
Nice. Okay. You do see that it seems to lose a bit of focus. It's less focused on one place.
Lightning like crackles through its body and stuff, like some sort of horrible noise coming out of this space in Rift in Time. Yeah. Right. It didn't like that.
Azure, Saffron.
I would shoot it with my laser eyes. Try to get some hit in before it reaches us. Let's give that a roll. That's a 3.
Okay. And then Azure.
It's a D20.
Yes, under your AV. What do you use? You use the porcelain pistol with
Yeah. Can I fire both of them?
Dual wield. I think that your second one is has -2 AV.
Okay, so I have to roll twice.
Yes.
Okay. So, and then do we get a bonus from Hamish's battle cry?
Yes, you get +1 on your AV.
All right, cool. All right. I got a 16, which is a miss, and a 5, which is a hit. So one of them hit, and that's what, 2d6. Yes.
Yeah.
All right. 1 second, please. 5.
All right. Okay. So now it has closed down. The truck is obviously is the truck moving away from the elemental creature, but it's it's definitely keeping up with you. And as I said, there's this radiance running through it. There's lightning. There's some kind of energy building up. If that discharges and hits one of you, you're probably dead. So let's roll initiative. I roll a d6. Oh, and Hamish obviously can always do something before.
Just unlimber my thingy. Oh, you know what? I do have a bone shotgun. That might be able to do something to it, I suppose. But never mind. I unlimber my fractal sword. I prefer that idea. Like, I'm ready for when it catches up with us, I will engage hand to hand.
Nice. It has a 6, so it will probably move first. Pocket, why don't you roll a d6 for the group? That is
5.
5. So it acts together with Hamish, I guess. I don't know. Hamish, do you attack it? You can also wait for what it's doing. You can act first if you want to.
Yeah, I mean, if it's close enough to hit, Sure.
Yes.
Like, why not? Of course.
I imagine that it's right behind the flatbed, and that Hamish is standing there with a sword and striking it. Oops.
Yeah. As Vigo revs the car, kind of thing, and we can see the auto wagon pulling up the trail, like in front, kind of thing. Yeah, I love it. That is 11, so that is definitely below my thingy, you know, and it's definitely above their armor, I would have thought.
Yes, it doesn't have it. It's like the armor class is 1.
Oh,
All right.
But I guess I do not have. It's not an artificial, and that wasn't a crit, was it? A crit would be a 12. Is that right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Well, then I will roll my d10. There is no d10 on the board. I got a 10.
Holy shit.
Nice work.
All right. So the fractal blade, you kill it.
Nice.
It had. I rolled really shitty on it. It had 10 HD, and I rolled 1 5 and a bunch of shit dice. So it had 7, and you killed it. You now have the power of the elemental.
Oh, nice. But
Very heroic.
that would replace my hamster reflexes, wouldn't it?
That would replace the hamster reflexes, and I don't even know what the power of the elemental is as of yet. But we can talk about this later.
We will revisit that. Yeah.
But what is happening that the fractal blade disintegrates this elemental creature?
I think like as it looms up and like the truck like bumps over like a ridge, or like comes down, and everybody like crashes backwards, like guns sort of like, and Hamish just like leaps up from the thing like two-handed, like shing, and goes right through, and the fractal blade, like as it hits the edge of this energy field, that fractal effect like goes all the way through the cloud and like solidifies it for a second, and then just explodes into like light, basically, and it's gone.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
You slew it with the Mandelbrot set?
Yes. Yeah.